Do you see this? It's much bigger. It fits it. Uy. Done. Okay. No, not done. I see something here. Uy. We hit the feeling. Ew, that's so hard. Okay. Let's go. Much better, right? Oh, this one's bigger. And I grab it. So I was graduating high school and I had to decide where to go to college. Even though I always loved art, I felt quite a lot of pressure to do something else, something that I could make a living with. That was the toughest cookie I ever had to bite. Two of my mom's siblings, my aunt and my uncle, are lawyers, and let's say they were trying to convince me to go to law school as well. Pretty hard. My parents were encouraging me to give law a try, even though they knew I had no interest in it. But I know they just wanted what was best for me. I actually have nothing against lawyers, and I am somewhat of a law and order junkie. I just love to watch how the prosecutors do their work, and I do admire what they do. I did tell my parents I wasn't a lawyer material, but they convinced me to at least, take some kind of test, give it a shot or something. In the back of my head, I kept thinking, nothing's gonna happen, I won't, But then, somehow, I happened to be admitted in the school. Everybody was so happy and relieved that I would study something that would actually make me money in the future. I felt at the time that the decision was made already. Also, I felt that I was entering an adult life and it was time to start acting more seriously, acting as an adult, you know what I mean. And art school just didn't seem like a responsible thing to do. So it happened. A couple months later, on the first day of my student life, I was walking into the campus of a law school. You should have seen me. I really took that adult attitude to my heart. Yeah, I was wearing this very formal outfit, navy blue stripy pants, a matching sporty kind of dressy jacket, a white collar shirt, and of course a very serious brown ugly shoes. Did I say they were boring? Yes, they were extremely boring brown shoes. I remember thinking, so this is what adult, serious people dress like. And then I caught myself, as silly as it sounds, thinking a little bit too much about the colors of my outfit and the color of other people's outfits. I did feel that I didn't belong there, but at the same time I was convinced that law school was the best thing for me. I kept telling myself, this is it, this is it. I gotta do what is best for me and not what is more fun. It got to the point where I was repeating it like a mantra. This was best for me, this is what's best for me. I even went ahead and sat in the first row. I always sat in the back in high school where I could chit-chat a little bit more than I should and get away with more things. But I decided to sit in the front this time, so the first class started. The professor had this wet, greasy looking hair, and I couldn't help but to stare at the reflection that the light was making out of it. I imagine that, when you have a lot of black paint and it's all shiny with the light reflecting into it, and then you put a little bit of blue and white. Yeah, kind of like that. He was welcoming us and talking about our future careers, and I was getting distracted with the colors of the walls around and how one could improve the look of that very boring place. The time I spent in that classroom was, let's say, my most vivid memory of an inner fight where my body or subconscious or whatever you want to call it was rebelling against my own actions. I wanted that revolt to be the subject of my painting today. When you look at the overall composition of the painting, you might notice an unusual small headroom. Usually I would position the head much lower, leaving a lot of room above the head, especially with crazy wavy hair like this. But this time I wanted to create a feeling of being overwhelmed, feeling the weight of something pushing you down, a claustrophobic feeling if you will. Also at the bottom you can see two parts of something that might be a mysterious metal gate that is closing down and just adding to the feeling of claustrophobia and panic. The inner conflict is represented by various tricksy conflicting elements. The contrast between black and white areas is just one of the conflicts on this canvas. On one hand, you have a figure full of strength. The head is intentionally small to accentuate the strong body. On the other hand, the figure is nude, implying vulnerability. It is also a strong masculine body with muscles and a thick neck, but also feminine features. Again, a sign of conflict and repression. The face is masked, hiding the true emotion inside. I wanted the mask to remind of a warrior or a gladiator mask, implying that the figure is confident and ready for a fight. But when you look closely, you will see tears. I guess, obviously a sign of weakness and sadness. The entire body is very stiff. With the positioning and texture, I wanted to feel like it was carved out of wood. I wanted the entire body to feel like a mask, armor, or costume. The idea was to hide the true person inside. A person dying to reveal the true self. Through the black lines and thick texture throughout the painting, I wanted to communicate movement, chaos, maybe even aggression. The person inside is fighting to get out. The blue spots all over the canvas are symbolic of debris. The yellow spots are pieces of body itself. The fight, although internal, is self-destructive and pretty dramatic. I really didn't want to show the results of this battle. No, I was more interested in the moments of the inner conflict and all the things that were going on. The results, well, let's just say that's another story for another day and not today. But I am curious, which side, in your opinion, is winning in this painting? As far as my law school adventure, well, as I was sitting in that classroom, I realized that a part of me was fighting back really, really strong. And that part of me didn't want to either. I actually blocked out most of what the professor was saying. Finally, I got up, excused myself, and left. I really don't mean to portray my decision as some heroic act, not at all. You probably think that I was pretty relieved and happy when I was walking away, but the truth is, I was terrified. And the feeling of what the heck did I just do stays with you for a while. Sometimes days, sometimes longer, years. Still feel it once in a while. Comes and visit, not that I invite. And this painting goes to... Uy, that was a crooked one. I hope you enjoy it, and if you did, I will see you again next Sunday. Eat your cookies.